Hello, my name is Rhee, and this past year I had the joy and privilege of serving Bethel 1 as a shepherd. To start off, shepherding is a big topic that has been on my mind since I joined house church in the 6th grade. My desire to become one began when I witnessed my previous shepherds create such an impactful environment for the majority of my life. Blessed by grace, I wanted to be the same as them. However, shepherding wasn't something that could be picked up instantly. It required constant attention and communication, things that were out of my strong suit. I would like to open up with the verse Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. This was the verse that I clung on to since the start of my shepherding journey. If I didn't have hope in God's plan, I know that I would have succumbed to the negative thoughts in my head. Difficult times are the devil's playground, and the complement to becoming a shepherd was the increase in difficult times. In fact, this spiritual warfare started even before becoming the shepherd, when the use of Zoom and house church through our monitor screens was a weekly thing. Disengaged, I eventually took a leave from house church for months during the summer of 2020. This was a time that I regretted for a while, but this helped bring attention to something important. When houses began to open out for outdoor house church, I was reached out to my previous shepherd and encouraged to come back. Before shepherd's retreat, I was asked to step up as the next shepherd. However, I initially declined this offer, plagued by previous doubts in my mind of leaving house church and being unworthy of it. Thankfully, Jung invited me to attend shepherd's retreat, and I have no regrets about going. Eventually, the previous class graduated, and Andrew and I were faced with a decision, one to stay and the other to leave to Bethel 4. Through the grace of God, I was able to stay, and I'm happy to say that I did. Our house church prospered and gained many new members, with a number of VIPs attending throughout the year. I was very encouraged to see our house church thriving. I think that this was the beauty that God wanted me to experience and not miss out on. God's blessing and gift is truly a magnificent sight, and His perfect timing creates a new perspective, one that is filled with awe. Through shepherding, I learned that God works through anyone that is willing to serve despite any faults or failures. Although I was filled with doubt, insecurities, and anxiety, God, in His perfect form and love, formed a new opportunity out of something broken. He chose me to lead and spread the love of God to others. Through shepherding, I found myself changing and growing more spiritually than before, and it all has to do with God's plan. His plan to prosper me was evident, and then the blessing of Bethel 1. I would like to say sorry to my house church for not being the ideal shepherd. I was lazy and sometimes immature, but I would also like to say thank you for accepting me as a person, allowing me to lead. In addition, I would like to thank my adult shepherds, Susan and Jung, for many words of encouragement to continue to lead. It was a pleasure to be granted this opportunity to serve, and I have zero regrets in accepting the offer. Thank you.